Hey everybody, it's Colin Jacobs here with Lotus List, and I'm so happy to be here at the Success Summit. And it's a Tom Ferry event, it's an annual event. You know, we try to show up every year alive and excited and full of energy, but it's not always that easy, right? So I'm here with my very esteemed colleague here, Mr. Ray Allen from Little Rock, Arkansas, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about what we could expect, but I don't even want to try to introduce him right now. I'm going to let him do it himself. So please, Ray, introduce yourself to everyone.
Absolutely. Okay? I'm Ray Allen. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. Here at the Tom Ferry Summit on TomX, we talked a lot about content. In my opinion, the future of real estate agents, we're not going to be real estate agents anymore. We'll be media companies that specialize in the sale of real estate. So whether that's introducing people to your community or using a property and marketing that property so buyers can find it, or then just putting content in front of buyers that helps them, enables them to purchase a house, I think that's really where the direction of the market's headed.
That's amazing, Ray. And everything that Ray is doing right now, I mean, he just did a demonstration at was it at TomX?
Yeah, TomX, yeah.
So TomX is that way we introduce the platform of why is Tom coaching and what are the niches that some of these guys specialize in. And Ray's specialty is the content. Right. So that was something I was so attentive, because what Ray talked about were all the fundamental things, and especially when it comes to posting content using your iPhone or your Android, and why it's like planting a couple emojis here and there, you know, can make a huge difference, right?
Right. One of the things we were talking about on our listing video, or our listing, well, I guess the videos and the photo post specifically, was that we will lead some of the sentences with a couple of emojis. Because when was the last time a stranger sent you an emoji, right? Exactly. Not very often, because that's weird. So we now have a certain affinity for these emojis, as silly as that sounds. So we just use that to slow people down from scrolling. So the other thing we use on our listing posts are hashtags. Most of our traffic comes from mobile. I think I said in the presentation 80%, but as I was looking at the numbers, it's actually closer to 90% of our traffic is from a mobile phone. So whenever you create a hashtag, especially on a Facebook post, it makes it bold. So you have an emoji, you have a bold black heading, and then we use a bit.ly link right after that. And so that's the bright blue link that sticks out like a sore thumb, and that's really what we're wanting them to click. And as I said up there, what's just as important about what is on that post is what's not on that post. There's not a lot of photos, maybe only 5 to 7. There's no price and no location information on our photo post. We do put the location information in our videos, but we don't show the entire house in our videos because we want people to be curious. There's this goes way back in marketing. You can't be curious and closed-minded at the same time. So if people are curious, then we know they'll click, and then they'll give us their information to find out more. And then that's how we can better serve the consumer, because maybe they were just browsing or just curious, or maybe that's not the area they wanted or the price range they wanted. And that's where we as professionals start to service them and say, well, where are you looking, and what price ranges are you considering? And that's how we help them from there.
I mean, not a dull moment in this guy's career, right? You know what's outstanding about listening to this is you don't have to be very seasoned to get it, right? It's about picking up your phone, putting some content that's on the top of your head, putting a backdrop behind you, and just start rolling, right?
Yeah.
All these other things we can pick up because there are great people in our group that we can share this information with, and they'll give us kind of this feedback. You could just do a search and say, what are the most effective ways to post this information? Yeah. So all the content that you have in your head, all the ideas, right? Right. You can make that come alive, just the way Ray's talking about. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. Just start implementing, right? That's what the message that that Ray started with, and it's been almost about a year or so since you started doing this.
I didn't do any video. I think maybe I tried once or twice before the summit, but then Tom's focus at last year's summit was so much on video that I left there and said, okay, if that's where the market's headed, that's what we have to do. So the first several that I shot were horrible, and actually I think probably somewhere around 20 to 30 videos never saw the light of day. So then I just got over it. I said, I'm just going to quit caring about what other people think, especially me, and I'm just going to start putting it out as fast as possible. And slowly, you get faster and faster and better at that. And you just got to stop caring. And once you stop caring, then that enables you speed, which allows you to put libraries of content together very, very quickly. And when you can do that, you're head and shoulders past and above your competition, and there's no way they can catch up.
I mean, you're in Arkansas, which is a great market. Yeah. And tell us about the volume you do, and you think where the traffic is coming from, especially when it's coming through video. What would you say your numbers were before and after?
So last year we closed about 59 transactions. The vast majority of that came in Q3 and Q4 after Summit. This year to date, we're sitting about 64 transactions closed and pending. 73% of our leads have come from Facebook. And when I say Facebook, that's what we were using to hit our sphere, past clients. So it really kind of gets muddy, because I would say that we have past client referrals, but in reality, they tagged a friend on one of our Facebook posts. So then that's how we got the past client referrals, because the content we produced or put out on Facebook. So I would say, 73% from Facebook, only 3% from Zillow. Though the Zillow lead stage, that's the difference. That's why we keep paying Zillow, because we know that they'll close in 1 to 3 months, where most of the leads that we get off of Facebook are very early stage. So we are using that to do a lot of nurture into our database and a lot of database work, which we're really starting this year.
Has anyone ever analyzed you and asked you what your personality type is?
I did the disc profile.
Yeah.
And I'm a CD according to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does that typify, like when you talk about the driver personality, the analytical, so what does that make you?
The C is very analytical.
Very analytical.
So before I got started in all this, I did a lot of research surrounding it, because
that's what analyticals do. They do a lot of research.
Yeah, a ton of research. Then I felt good about it, and then I could actually go do it. Now once I'm doing it, that's kind of when the D takes over.
I see. Yeah. Because he's really good at explaining things, isn't he? I mean, we could have you on more than once. So the question is, and your series is doing well and everything. So Ray, really appreciate this and having this great opportunity. And we're here. We're going to check this out more in depth at the Lotus List Network, which is just people who want to know more about the video, and they're in our industry, and whether they're just perusing or they're actually fully in when it comes to using video. We're just sharing valuable tips so that you can do well in your business as well, and get that exposure and bridge the gap. So, Ray, really wanted to appreciate it. And is there anything else that you can share with us? Maybe as just closing words. I mean, coming to Summit and all the great people you're meeting, and with video and everything, or any final parting words that you can share?
There seemed to be a reoccurring theme at this one. It was about being soft and just allowing yourself to be soft. So I guess the parting words for me, something really dear and close to my heart, is one of our team members actually passed away this last year.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And so, for me, it really put a lot of emphasis, and I guess I kind of looked in and said, well, I have become soft in this last year. So you only have one life. So if you want to do real estate, be excellent at it, because there's no time like the present. There's no one else who's going to come in and help your friends and family like you can. So be excellent at it, so that then you can help them. And so finally, just go do it.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah. I'm sorry for the loss.
Oh,
my condolences.
Yeah, we're doing our best to honor her.
Yeah, passed away recently too. So, well, we really appreciate this, and we'll definitely clue you in. And we just want to say, for our network to yours, we'll see you next time at Lotus List. We point at the camera. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, really appreciate your time, and we just want to say we'll see you next time at Lotus List.